Here we are, the first leg of the trip. In these woods is our childhood memory, or mine. Out there somewhere, there's a time capsule buried. Give or take, it's about 7 miles, which is not too long, but it's also going off of 16-year-old memory, so a lot could change between here and there. So hopefully this will go smoothly. I got about 2.5 hours at this point to get there and back before it gets dark. And I thought this would be a good place to start because here's our bridge across the water. This was man-made about 30 odd years ago, but Mother Nature just wouldn't let them have it. It kept washing everything away. Every time a storm come and flooded, just couldn't keep Mother Nature contained. She does what she's gonna do, whether we like it or not. But we're gonna walk straight across there and then into the woods. And hopefully I'll find something else to show you on the way to it. If not, I'll see you when we get there. It always amazes me how thick this stuff is. You gotta walk hunched down because you can't stand up in here. It's like a miniature forest. The only way to walk through it is to crouch down. We're about a mile, give or take, into this now. And it amazes me how thick this stuff is. And then how it can just disappear like it was never here. Anyways, keep on going. Here's the second river, just going across the land. And now we gotta continue across it somewhere. Come out a little bit farther than what it wanted to, but I think down there is where I'm gonna cross. You can't see it. There's a crossing right there. Here are some stepping stones across. Here's the crossing. So yeah, about, give or take, about 2, probably close to 3 miles into it. Alright, until the next one, or the next check-in. People drive all the way to the beach to go to the beach. I don't have to. I got the beach right here. There's sand everywhere here. But yeah, we're getting closer. Well, y'all, I got some good news and some bad news. Good news, I'm in the right area. Bad news, I've passed it somewhere. Because this right here is someone's driveway to their house, which is behind me. And that way is back to the road. I've come across, I'll say 6 miles at this point, or 7 miles, and I've passed it somewhere. The positive thing is, at least I know it's in that direction through there, but everything's grown up. I walked right past it and didn't even know it. So either one or two things will happen. Either one, I'll find it, or I'll have to turn around and come back at it another day and find it. But since I got about an hour and a half before dark, I'm gonna try to go back through here and see if I can see it. And if not, I'll definitely be back, because now that I've come out here and attempted to find it, I'm gonna want to find it. Now, alright, stay tuned. Check in here in a little bit. There's something about these rocks right here that I just can't quite put my finger on. If it makes it into the video, then I was right when I figure it out. If it don't, well, this will be a deleted scene nobody will ever know about. But there's something about these rocks that's telling me something. I just can't remember what. I'm thinking it's down that direction, but we'll see. See if it's down there or not. Whew. My dad always told me, don't never get old. That's the one time I wish I would have listened. Oh, here we go. Let's go walk down the hill and see if it's there. There's an update. I went to the bottom of the hill. There's another river source just in another location. I know this is the water. This is the third crossing of a stream. They all lead together to one, but there's 3 split off, if that makes sense. Like there's a main water source and then 3 splits off, and this is the third one. I'm about 90% sure that this is the third one. But my problem is I got a choice. It's either up the stream, or well, that's up the stream, that's down the stream. Down the stream or up the stream. And that was where my problems are. I don't know if I'm above it or below it. That is the question. So I guess I gotta flip a coin and pick a direction. I'm feeling this way, but going instinct, I'm feeling this direction. But I'd hate to find out that it was just on the other side of that bend. This is where you need a twin brother. That way one of you goes one way, the other one goes the other, and then you meet back in 15 minutes. Decisions. Since I'm feeling this way, I'm gonna go this way. Stay tuned for the update. On a side note, if you're wondering why I feel this direction, it's because it's at the bottom of a hill and the ground all curves upwards that direction, where behind me the ground all flattens out, and it wouldn't make sense to go that way. So I'm at the beginning of the steepest part of this side of it, so that's the reason why I'm feeling that way, because it's downhill. And I got about, judging by the sun, I got about an hour, and then I got to be either heading back, or we're going to be making a nighttime video of what it's like to get lost in the woods at night. Which I know where I am. It's just still going to suck all the same, because everything comes out at night. If I didn't know where I was, this would be like a real Blair Witch movie right now. It'd make me laugh thinking about that. But anyways, I'm gonna go this way and see what happens. I never felt so much happiness and sadness at the same time. "16 years ago, a group of us boys came out here. And we had a lot of fun. And we were far away from everybody. There's our fire pit. After 16 years, that's what it looks like. We cleared out this little area right here a long time ago. And then here's a chair to show that it's been a while since anybody's been out here. But what brings me to sadness is that tree, I think, was right there where that dugout spot is. It's gone. I don't know if it washed out the box itself, because there used to be a tree right here. Unless I'm not looking in the right spot and I've forgotten that it wasn't right here. I was almost sure it was right here. I think it's it laying over there. I think the ground had washed out at some point. That's the reason why it's brown right there, not leaved up, because water gets high enough to wash over the top of here. Unlike looking like this. And that tree was, I think, right there. I remember we spent a lot of days here, just talking and bull-crapping around about the world. I can almost see us now all here, talking and hanging out and talking about what we wanted to be when we grew up. It's probably the closest any of us were able to be kids. Because after this stopped being a thing, we all grew up very fast. And our childhood was gone. I remember getting out on that rock and we tried to dam up this rock, the water right here, like back where we first started. But it's gone. We used to go back through here if we wanted water or to wash something. We would climb through here. We come out on this rock. Not a lot's changed here, but the things we did has. You see, we started right there and we built it all the way across with rocks. We'd hang our laundry up on here. If we got wet or went swimming or whatever, we'd hang our laundry there. I never really realized how I guess emotionally I would be in my mind about this. I just thought it'd be a cool place to visit, but I got so much tied into it at the time that we came out here. And all the memories that got shared here. The fun times, the bad times. And then the whole grand finale to all this was a tree that's not there no more. Unless there's something I'm missing. I'm about 90% sure it was right there. And it might still be there. I just had to dig it up, but I didn't bring no shovel because it wasn't so much that we buried it as we did a hole. There was a hole in the tree and we put it inside of it and then put rocks on top of it. But there's no telling if it's still there or not. I thought about doing this for months. Coming out here, if I never got to come out here again, to come out here at least one more time. And the thing I thought about for all that time is gone. I mean, the whole walk over here, I thought about what I was going to say about that box and how I was going to present it. And now I have no box. And I don't really have a lot to say. I told everybody about this too. I guess I was so happy that I was finally going to do it. And just like time, it consumes everything. Even a fire pit. And eventually that chair. What comes up must go down. What is will disappear. I'd like to say I know that box is right there. But I honestly don't know anymore. I'm going to try to dig around it and see if maybe I feel it, but if not, I don't know. I guess it'll just be a part that's gone. And the only thing that ever would know it was here was me. In the memory. I have a couple young kids that didn't like people but weren't scared of being alone in the woods. Because at least the woods make sense. The world around us doesn't. We'll see what happens. After some processing time, it's too late for me to try to dig now, and it's getting late and the ground is still cold, so it's hard as a rock. I'll probably still post the video because I promised everybody that I would come out here and do this. Even if I failed, at least I tried. And now that I know exactly where this is, I'm going to be back with a shovel. And I will try to find it. It was just the biggest marker that I had is gone, and I don't remember exactly where on this spot that tree was. It can't be deep. It can only be like about 2 feet at least underground if it's still here. And if it's not, it's washed out into the water. And then I'll never get to find it. But if it was in the water, it might be sunk right here in front of us. It's been an emotional 2 hours. The hour and a half it took me to get here. And then getting here and getting flooded with memories. And then the one thing I wanted out of this trip might not even be there no more. It's saddened to know that it might not be here now. But now that I know where this is, and I've been out here now, I will come back to see if it's here. I will bring me a shovel, and I will find out that that box is still here. Until part 2. Or part 3. See, I haven't even done the beginning of this, and now how can I even begin to tell the story, because I know how the story ends. It was just this part was going to be harder than telling the story about why we even come out here to begin with. But maybe I'll come back out here with a shovel and then I could tell the story then. Well, until part 1 or part 3, I'm doing this like Star Wars, starting at the end and then working my way back. Because see, I thought maybe 1 is going to be me telling it, 2 is going to be coming out here, and now I got to come up with a part 3 and come back out here with a shovel. It's like I made a Pulp Fiction movie. For anybody who knows that movie, you'll get the reference. I told the end at the beginning and the beginning at the end. But I tried. I tried to do what I said I was going to do, and I did do it. But sometimes you can't predict everything. I'm going to go before I make this video any longer than it has to be now. If you watched, thank you for watching. Maybe you'll get to see part 3 where I come back out here and find that box. Until next time.